Hi everyone, this is Sarah. I'm the human behind A Wanderer, and I thought I'd just make a little video on my wood burning sort of process, I guess. Give you a little bit of a background of what I do. First, just wanted to start off with my wood burning system. So I use the Razor Tip SK wood burning system, and I absolutely love it. I've had it for about, I want to say 6 years. I think I got it in 2015. It might have been 2016. I can't remember. But it's been going strong since then. And I love, 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 love that it's made in Canada and that it's actually made in Saskatchewan, even, which is where I'm from originally. Let's see. So this is my most used pen. I've had to replace it a couple of times now because it does wear out eventually. And the current tip I have on there, I believe, is that's the extra small writing tip, I think it's called. And this is Sushi. He is needing to be part of everything. So this tip I really like. I just got it. It's actually one of my newer ones that I just got. It is great because it's good for doing line art. As you can see, I also have cat hair on everything that I own. Sorry about that. It's really good for line art and doing like stippling. I just find it really versatile and really easy to work with. Really good for freehand kind of wood burning in the style of of drawing basically. So I really like that. Looks like Sushi is settling in here to be part of this. Yeah, and this is really easy to use. I like using this pen particularly because you can change the tips on there, and I just find that more cost effective and versatile than buying the fixed tip pens, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with. They're really good as well. I have one here that came with my machine when I bought it, and I do use it. I used to never use it, but now I actually use it a lot more. It's really good using for nice crisp line work and also textures. I really like to crank up the heat on this one and like plunge it into the edges of pieces I'm working on, and it gives really cool textures. I'll just leave that there. Like these ones here that I was working on. Yeah, that's my cat. He likes to give kisses. Let's see if it'll focus. There we go. There we go. Basically, I just cranked up the heat of this. That's not food. Sorry, buddy. Thank you. And basically just stuck it into the edge of these rounds. These are the minis that I've been working on lately. If you check out my Instagram account, it's at oh.wanderer, WANDERER. You can see what I've been up to lately. I got a bunch of them scattered all over my desk here. This is probably the cleanest my desk has actually been in a really long time. It's usually much, much, much more cluttered than this. But these are my latest things. And these wood rounds, these are them here. I just got a bag of them off of Amazon. They're 1 inch in diameter. They're like thin plywood pieces. I really like them. They're good for practicing different techniques. I really like just doing, oh my gosh, now I have 2 cats up here. That's Bandit. Oh. Come on, guys. Really? You can share. There's never a dull moment in this house with these 2 guys. I love them to death. What was I saying? Right, these little wood rounds. They're just plywood. They're just really thin plywood, probably laser cut from somewhere. And they work really good for all sorts of things. You can turn them into magnets. You can turn them into jewelry, you can turn them into little ornaments, or you can just use them as fun practice pieces. That's what I like to do. Okay, so I've got one of these wood rounds here. Let's try and get this set up. Oh, they're 1 inch in diameter. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. So they're not very big, but they're super good for practicing freehand work, which is what I like to do. And they're also really affordable, which is great. So I don't mind. Like, I think I bought a bag of 100. I can't remember what I paid for it. I want to say like 10, 15 bucks, somewhere in there, Canadian. So yeah, I think that's super affordable. And the quality is good. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to show you how I do a little bit of freehand burning. And first off, this is, I don't have this set up very well. This is a metal brush that has cat hair on it. I apologize. Anyways, I bought like a multi-pack of these from Home Depot, and I use them to clean my tips off as I work. The carbon and, you know, burnt, grimy stuff builds up as you burn into wood. It's good to have them cleaned up. And I also love that it has wooden handle on it, so I also use it to test like the heat of my machine. So right now, like, I just turned it on and I've got it at about an 8. I don't really need to go that much hotter with this kind of wood in particular, because it's really thin layers, so I don't need to have it super hot to burn right into it. And usually what I do is I'll just, you know, run my tip on here a few times. It's not focused. Just to kind of clean it up. And then I usually like to just sort of, you know, test out that it's working, that it's connected well. Like if the screws here on either side aren't tight enough, or if the little like prongs of the tip that I have on there are not in the little grooves properly, then it won't heat up properly. Also, I find that if they're not in the grooves properly, it usually buzzes, which I like, because it kind of just lets me know that, hey, something is just not connecting all the way and it could be better. So that part is nice. So all I'm going to do here is sort of my classic design that I like to do, and make a couple little pine trees. And we'll have Sushi's foot there in the background because he likes to sleep on my desk. So, and the more freehand work I do, I feel like it really helps my art overall with everything. It just gives me confidence to just go for it and not be afraid to, you know, have a piece of art that I'm afraid, or a piece of wood rather, that I'm afraid to use because I'll waste it somehow or ruin it. So that part's really good. And also, I find anything that you can draw with a pencil, you can wood burn onto wood. Like, that's just how versatile this art is. And it's a matter of using different temperatures to get different shades. So right now I have it pretty high. I have it at an 8. So I'm going to be getting dark, really dark lines. And you can tell too from this angle, you can see the, like, how it burns it down into the wood, leaving kind of like a little trench. And the hotter that your pen tips are, the farther down they're going to burn. Especially if you're using a narrow tip like this one. If you're using like a spoon shader or various shading tips, you're not going to really burn down deep grooves in the same way. It will still burn down a little bit, but not the same way. And basically, you know, you just need to be patient and just take your time, because there is nothing fast about wood burning. And that is really good to know from the get-go, because if you think, you're going to be able to do this quickly, think again. But that's kind of the beauty of it as well. Trying to catch the light on this so you can see it. It's just very simple. I just doodled a little tree there. But it's like a meditation working in this medium, I find. It's very relaxing, and I can just kind of get lost in my thoughts, or I often listen to music or podcasts as I work, and I know it's going to take a long time, so I just kind of settle in and prepare myself for that. I don't expect myself to crank out piece after piece after piece, doing multiple pieces start to finish in a day, because it doesn't work that way. At least not in my style. I guess if you're doing simpler line art, it could be faster. It would be faster. But I like to take my time. I like to be intentional about every mark that I make on the wood. And, it also helps keep me present too. It's good for mental health, I think, to have an activity that is grounding, keeps you present. And the nice thing about this as well is it smells like a campfire. And that is just such a wholesome, warm, cozy smell that just automatically makes you feel good no matter what. So that's a bonus. And I really like that part. So it's very pleasing to multiple senses to work on this, which is great, because it creates texture, which feels really cool when you run your fingertip over it, fingertip rather, and it creates this nice smell of smoke. The pen itself is warm to hold in your hand. I really like that, and it's just visually pleasing watching it come together. So highly, highly recommend to give this a try. If you've been interested in this for a while and you haven't bit the bullet yet, I think you should. So here's just a tiny little sample of what I can do. I thought I'd just make this little introductory video about my process, and I hope it inspires you to give it a try. All right, thanks for watching.